So today I'm going to be showing you a look for the upcoming Pongal festival. In our place we celebrate it as 3 days. We have Bogi, Sankranthi and Kanuma, and I'm going to be showing you a makeup look, a traditional one that you can do using just your BMB bag. You can go from this. We'll use just our BMB products. So first off, I'm going to start with skincare. So I'm going to be applying this vitamin C serum that will give you a brightening effect, and just going to take 1 drop of it and just going to dab it onto my face, primarily my cheeks. Next, I'll use a good moisturizer, and I'll use a good quantity of it to ensure my skin is sufficiently hydrated for the makeup which I'm going to be using later on. So I'm just going to rub this moisturizer primarily in this nose and cheek area because that's where my skin gets a little bit dry. At the same time, I'll also use my La Roche-Posay lip balm. Lastly, I'm going to be putting on this eye cream from No. 7 because of course we'll be using concealer today. I'm going to be starting off with my base today using the Laura Mercier Radiance Foundation Primer, and I'm going to be applying it on my cheeks, chin and neck, not touching my forehead because I don't want that region to appear shiny or oily. So I'm just going to do this. Then I'll head into my eyebrows, which I'm going to just spool upwards very carefully and then fill in the gaps with some tinted eyebrow gel. I'm using the gel today because I obviously want it to be long lasting on the festival. We want our eyeshadow also to be long lasting. I'm just going to be using the tiniest bit of concealer to act as an eyeshadow primer. I'm just using very little because you don't want to load up your eyes with a lot of concealer. This part is optional where you do eyeshadow. I'm basing this eyeshadow look on a yellow or a red sari or a traditional dress. So I'm going to be using a very neutral look on the eyes. So I'll use this burnt orange shade and pick it up with the fluffy brush on the brush that came with the set. I'm just going to be depositing this color in the outside corner of the eye. I'm just using this forward and backward motion. I'm using a very light hand so that you don't deposit a lot of the color onto it. Using the same brush, I'll go into Rustic, the darker brown, and place that just on this outside corner here. And again, I'm doing the same motion but limiting it to the very outside corner, not going anywhere beyond your iris, the black portion of your eye. Then I'll use the other side of the brush, the flat-sided one, and again dip into Rustic and just connect this upper and lower eyeshadow here, just with some subtle placement. Lastly, I'm going to go back to the other side, fluffy side, and then just clean off that brush and use it to blend everything together so that you don't have any sharp corners. I'll then use the eyeliner and I'll start from the bottom. Now on the bottom eyelid, you want to be placing this pen directly between your lower lashes, just vertically, not drawing on anything, just placing dots along the lower lash line, right in between the lashes. And you want to stop, you don't want to bring it all the way in here, you want to stop where your eyeball is, and just keep repeating this. As we're doing a more traditional look, I don't want to do a winged eyeliner. Instead, I'll start off from the point where this lower lash line eyeliner ends, and I'll trace that upwards to bring it onto the upper lash line, just drawing a very small line directly on your eye shade. I'm going to stop this as well on the eyeball, but because I don't want this very sharp line, I'm just going to taper it off by tilting the pen and drawing a line towards the edge of the lash. So I'm just dragging it downwards and then just filling in whatever corners are left. I'm going to go into that corner again and emphasize the connection between the two. So I'm just connecting these two here. And that's all. I'm going to be adding some mascara. Again, looking down, placing the wand at the very bottom of your lashes, first saturating that part, and then just roll the wand in your hands and along your lashes. Just roll it in small circles until you reach the top of your lashes. Sometimes you might find that you've made a mistake and you have the mascara coming onto the top of your lashes. You don't need to panic, you don't need to hurry, you can just let it sit for a while and then take a Q-tip like this and then just rub it off. You wouldn't think this would happen, but it totally does. You just rub the mistake off. Moving on, next we am going into the concealer. So I'm just going to be applying my concealer under the eye primarily, and also a little bit near the mouth. And as you can see, I've got this little red spot here, so I'm just going to be applying a tiniest dot there, and we'll just blend that in. And also a tiny dot here, some here. We just want to strategically position the concealer where we need it. We don't want to be just rubbing it everywhere. I'm also going to be doing some on my forehead and on the chin just to give some light to the face. I'm using a damp sponge to blend it all, and I'm using this bounce, bounce, bounce motion, and you just want to be very careful to squeeze the sponge when you're near this so that you don't get a giant blob of concealer. And you also want to be careful not to disturb your eyeshadow look here. When it comes to problem areas as well, you just want to be very, very targeted and squeeze the sponge, so you just apply the concealer around the red dot. You don't really want to cover up the red dot because that'll just cover that pimple up and cause it to get worse. So I know it's not so beautiful, but it's fine. We can just cover up the redness and leave the inflammation as is. Next, we're going straight into lipstick. As I said, I'm doing this for a yellow saree or a red saree or traditional churidar wear. So I'm going to be using my red lipstick. I'm going to be tracing the corners first and then just filling them in. Now to tie all this together, we're just going to be using the same red lipstick and taking it in our fingers, pressing it between your fingers, and then just applying a pinch to your cheeks, just like this. And you have a little blush there, which you can then blend using your sponge. Make sure to always blend upwards in this angle to make sure your cheeks are lifted and not sagging downwards. And here we are, all glammed up for Pongal, Sankranthi. Wish you a very happy Makar Sankranthi or Pongal, however you're celebrating. Let me know if you've tried this look in the comments and whether you like it or not. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.